Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to iReady Math Lesson 19, video number 2. Today, we are going to be in our instruction book on page 178 and 179. Today, you are going to need your instruction book, of course, as well as an inch and centimeter ruler. So, we're going to go ahead and get started with number 2 on 178. Now, remember yesterday, we talked about estimating length, using different units, so using the width of our pinky, using quarters, using markers to estimate length of different objects. Now remember, estimating is not finding an exact measurement, but using different units to help us find a measurement that's about the length using different objects. So for number 2, we are going to use the width of our pinky to measure the stamp on page 178. Now remember, your answer is probably going to be different than mine because my pinkies are probably a little bit bigger than yours. So go ahead and use your pinkies to measure the length of the stamp. So remember to line up the left edge of your pinky with the left end of the stamp and make sure that your pinkies do not overlap. So I am doing that on mine as well. All right. So remember, this is not going to be exact, but when I use my pinkies to measure, the stamp was about 3 centimeters long. Now, again, your pinkies are smaller. So would your measurement be greater or less than mine? Probably greater because your units are smaller. All right, for number 3, we are going to use a centimeter ruler to measure the length of the stamp. So go ahead and get your ruler. Make sure you are on the centimeter side. Remember, centimeters are shorter than inches. All right, so we are going to line up the left end of that stamp with the 0. All right, when we line it up on the right end, how many centimeters exactly is our stamp? It's about it is 3 centimeters long. So it appears that my pinkies might be a pretty close unit of measurement for centimeters. All right, let's go on to 4 and 5. It says use the hair clip and ribbon to answer problems 4 and 5. Number 4 says estimate the length of the ribbon. The ribbon is about blank inches long. Now we are not using our ruler yet. We are using the hair clip to estimate. So it says the hair clip is about 2 inches. So from the left end of our ribbon to about very close to the middle is about 2 inches. How many more paper clips could I use to measure the length of the ribbon? Probably 1, right? I could use 1 more hair clip. So if I used 1 more hair clip, and remember this is estimating, that was not very precise, Miss Mason. All right, if I am estimating, it's not going to be exact, right? But it's about 2 more inches. So about how many inches is the ribbon? We had 2 inches plus 2 inches. About 4 inches long. Now remember, this is not precise, but now we are going to use our inch ruler to measure. So make sure you are on the inches side of your ruler. You are going to line up the end of your ribbon with the 0. And the right end of the ribbon, make sure that your end is ending right here and you started right here. All right, when we line that up perfectly, how many inches long is the ribbon using your inch ruler? It is exactly 5 inches long. So when we estimated, we did not get an exact measurement. And we used hair clips to measure, right? It wasn't exactly 2 hair clips, but we couldn't have used 3 hair clips, right? So That is why it is so important to have those standard units of measurement to make sure that we get exact measurements. Sometimes we will have to estimate, but it's always best to try to be precise. All right, let's go to page 179. It says, how did you estimate the length of the stamp? What did we use to estimate the length of the stamp? What did we use? I used the width. So that means how wide the width of my pinky. So that is how we estimated the length of the stamp. Number 7 says, how did you estimate the length of the ribbon? What did we use to estimate the length of the ribbon? What object did we use? We used the hair clip. So we said, I used the hair clip to measure. Number 8, it says, how does your estimate compare with the actual length of the ribbon? So what did we have to do to estimate? We had to guess that it was about 2 hair clips long. So our estimate is different by how many inches? Our estimate, we said it was about 4 inches long. The exact measurement was 5 inches. So we would say our estimate was about 4 inches. What did we use to measure? With the hair clips, but with the ruler, it was how many inches? 5 inches. 5 inches. So it's different, right? When we had our standard unit of measurement, we could find the exact measurement of the ribbon. When using the hair clips, we were not going to find a precise amount of hair clips to use. We had to estimate. We had to use what we know to make a good estimate or a good approximation of a little less or a little more than an exact measurement. Number 9 says, when would you estimate a length instead of measuring the exact length? So when is a time that we would not measure an exact length? Think of a time. Think about being at Walmart. When is a time, why would we have to estimate when we are at Walmart? What would we not have with us? I don't know about you, but I don't carry a ruler in my pocket whenever I go to the store. So I might estimate a length when I don't have a ruler. So I would say I would estimate when I do not have a ruler or yardstick, right? Those are very hard to carry around. So we might estimate when we don't have those standard measurement tools. All right, number 10 and 11. It says estimate length using different units. Okay, so this one is going to be up to you, Smarties. So you are going to estimate the length of a desk or table. So I want you to estimate the length of your table that you are sitting at. So for Miss Mason, I'm sitting at a table that I'm going to approximate that it is about 3 feet long. So I'm going to say my estimate is about 3 feet. I am going to use my ruler to get an exact measurement. So your measurement is going to be different than mine. So when I line up with the 0 and I measure the length, My table is actually 4 feet long. So I was really close. I estimated by looking at it and thinking about what the closest unit of measurement would be, but it was actually 4. All right, and it says to measure the length of a classroom wall. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to estimate the length of my bookshelf right here, and I am going to use, I'm going to use my book to estimate. So when I use my book, I'm going to line it up at the bottom, and I am going to use my finger to mark where it goes next. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I know the length of my book. It is about 1 foot tall. So I used about 6 feet to measure the length of my bookcase. So, and Miss Mason did something a little bit different. So you can use meters. Remember, there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So if I measured, okay, so my book is about 130 centimeters long, and 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So I used about 2 meters to measure the length of my bookshelf. So now I can use my centimeter ruler to measure the length. So 30, 60, 90, 1 meter, all right, so when I measure meters, it was about 2 meters tall. All right, Smarties, that was kind of a funky lesson, but with estimating, remember, we are not going to find an exact measurement. That is why we have these amazing tools to help us out. All right, Smarties, that is it for today's lesson. Remember to keep that growth mindset. Good learners do hard things, and I will see you tomorrow with another video lesson. Happy learning.